In January 2014, President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan signed a dangerous and deadly bill into law. A law criminalizing same-sex relationships even amongst consenting adults. Ever since then, it's been hell for many Nigerians, as many fled the country for fear that they might be caught. Anyone caught or even suspected faces a harsh prison condition of up to 14 years. Anyone who dares to support or witness LGBT activities and refuses to report faces up to 10 years imprisonment. Nigeria is one of the 38 out of 54 African countries facing this harsh condition. This law has encouraged brutality, hate, and hardship for many who are members of the Nigerian LGBT community. TS Nigeria, a leading human rights organization, has documented a significant number of hate crimes against members of the Nigerian LGBT community. Don't be silent. Join the fight against homophobia, transphobia, biphobia, and all labels promoting hate for people who are sexually different. Join NOSTRINGS and TS Nigeria to fight a good fight. Visit www.nostringspodcast.wordpress.com and www.initiativefореquality.org. This is a sponsored message from No Strings Podcast. It's No Strings with Mike Damon. Hi, welcome again to No Strings. I'm Mike Damon. I want to say a big thank you for joining me again in No Strings. No Strings, of course, is Nigeria's first LGBT podcast, and it discusses LGBT issues every week. Now, for this week, we're going to be talking with TefLondon, not real names though. Tef shared his thought-provoking story on Katie a few months ago, that is Kiddo Diaries, about how his parents discovered a secret side of him. To read that story, please visit kiddodiaries.wordpress.com. But we're not going to focus on the actual story again. Instead, we are going to focus on the after effect. We're going to hear from him how he's coping with the big secret revealed. But that's not going to happen now, because I'm going to take a quick time out and then finally come back again, No Strings, and then we're going to continue with TefLondon and No Strings. I'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere. He can be your best friend. You're alive. Someone you can talk to. He's Mike Damon. You're listening to No Strings. Hi, welcome back to No Strings, Nigeria's first LGBT podcast. And I'm Mike Damon. For this week, of course, we're going to be talking to TefLondon. No real names though. Hello TefLondon. I'm so happy you've decided to share your story and a piece of yourself in No Strings. It is indeed courageous of you to have decided to do this with me. It's in fact a pleasure to have you on No Strings, Nigeria's first LGBT podcast. Now let's welcome Tef to No Strings. Tef, you shared such a compelling and at the same time thought-provoking story on kiddodiaries.wordpress.com a few months ago, and after reading, I did not know what to say or how to feel, but all the same, it was something I could relate with. And I'm sure a whole lot of people related to it, and it's indeed one of those, stories on Katie that I can call historical. So TefLondon, how's life with you since your parents knew about your sexual orientation? And also, what do you think in your life has changed naturally since then? Please tell us.
Man, to be honest with you, it has not been easy since when my parents found out, and especially my dad. Coming from a family, a very religious family. I was given birth to in the church, and there's this spiritual thing about everything we do in my family. So I would say it has not been very easy for me. And I mean, to be honest with you, let me just say my life has changed totally since when my family found out, in a good way, and I would say in a bad way too. So I'm sure I'll explain with time what I mean by that in a good way and in a bad way.
So, Tef, you have to pardon me. I'll continue to use that name for the purpose of this show. So what have you deliberately changed about yourself since the incident? That is, if you have changed anything at all.
To be honest with you, a lot of things have changed about me since the incident. For for example, I had to like create, how will I put it now? Is it defense mechanism about the way I do my things? Like whatever I do now, eyebrows are raised. I can't actually do anything freely. I'm being closely monitored, even at a very matured age. You can just imagine, I'm supposed to, like my family, they don't even, for example now, I'm not even meant to be in Nigeria, but my family don't want to release me because they feel that if I go abroad, that I'll actually get worse, So it's not been easy. It's not been easy handling the whole situation.
Really. Some people say that it is a good thing for one's parents to find out about their children's sexual orientation, even though I know that parents differ from home to home. But for someone who has first-hand experience, what can you say to this or about this?
Well, I would say that it depends on an individual, because it depends on how strong you are. Mentally, emotionally, how you can handle your parents knowing, and it depends on the parents too. Thank God, for LGBT groups and communities, that are educating people. So I think most parents now are learning about situations like that, especially parents that I would say are open-minded. So it depends on the family, it depends on the individual. Basically, talking from my own perspective, it has not been easy for me, but I thank God that I found out, because that's like a huge weight lifted from me.
So Tef, with the incidents in the picture now, how are your parents taking things with you, and how's your relationship with them? Are you trying to win them over again? Do you think that they're disappointed?
Well, I would say with what happened, my father took it differently, my mother took it differently. My mother, let me first say my mother, she's a Christian woman, so she just took she just took the whole situation to God. So she's a very prayerful person, and she just keeps praying for me and keeps telling me that I should watch out for my friends and this and that and blah blah blah. I think she has been more understanding. Unlike my dad, my dad is a womanizer, and he just doesn't want to come to terms with it. He doesn't want to believe. He doesn't want to accept that something like that is possible. I could remember very well the rage, the way he roared when he found out, like a lion, but I would say he's handling it. Let me say he's taking it.
He doesn't have any other choice. He sure does have to take it. I hope he comes around. Now, in everything that's happened, do you think they still love you? If no, do you think they will love you again as much as before? Are you that hopeful? Please tell us.
I would say, well, I know my mom still loves me. I know my dad still loves me. But I don't know how much. There's no way I will know if they love me more.
Yeah.
But I know they both still love me. And I believe in the way they are reacting to me is their own way of showing that they love me. Sure, you get. So let's not rule out the fact that even when parents, when they do certain things, they do it out of love.
Yeah.
But we children, we do not. That's why I said it's very important, education. Because they don't know much about this. If they were educated about it, then I'm sure they would have handled it better. But they are handling it the way they see this, the way they deem it, they think is best for them to handle it.
So true, Tef. Because I know in situations like this, some people would consider change as an alternative option. So are you presenting yourself as a changed person to your family?
Well, I would say, to be very factual with you, I would say kind of like I've been created as a pressure that I'm a changed person to my dad. At the same time, there are some times that I just don't care. I don't care. I just let loose and like whatever wants to happen should happen. Man. It's not easy. You know the way Nigeria is. So we still have to comport sometimes. But then sometimes, I mean, I'm like, I'm me. This is me. You just have to accept it. So yeah, that's just it. That's the way I present myself sometimes. You know, I try to comport sometimes. I just let loose.
So, are your parents always bringing up the subject? If yes, how do you balance the conversation each time?
Of course. My mom always mentions it. My dad also always mentions it. But one thing I noticed is that I wouldn't say it's like they are shy to even discuss the matter with me. You know, there are ways they address the issue without actually mentioning the main word, without actually saying it directly, but I know that's what they are talking about. So, I don't know, it's a very complicated and confusing situation. But my dad do bring it up sometimes. I know he do bring it up sometimes whenever we're talking, and you know, I don't feel comfortable discussing my sex life with my dad. So I just try to just stop the conversation. Like, I don't even want to discuss about it. Here you get.
So, do you think your parents are being too hard on you?
Well, I won't say they are being too hard. Like I said earlier, I already mentioned it. I said they are reacting the best way they know how to. They believe by doing what they are doing now, which is, you know, depriving me of certain things, privileges, like they don't want me to leave their side, which I know is impossible. They can't hold me down forever. So my mom taking my issue to prayers, praying, fasting, blah, 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 you know. I don't think all these things is being hard. I don't know, maybe, you know, maturity has made me understand that this is the best way they could react to it. And, you know, so it's left to me. I want them to understand me. So while I want them to understand me, in the process, I also have to try to understand them. So I understand them because they are old school, they came from the old age. So, you know, I'm just trying to be understanding. I believe that they are not too hard on me. They are just, but I know with time they will come to terms with everything.
That's true. I hope they do. So how about other members of your family? How did they react to the discovery, and how are they treating you now?
Well, that's a big one. That's a big question. Well, my dad told some of my extended family members something happened, you know, and he had to tell them because, you know, we're close. Like 3 of my aunties, they stay, like one stays in the US and 2 in England, and you know, like they've been asking my dad that they want me to come over and stay with them and blah blah blah. So he just has to tell them some of the reasons why he doesn't want me to come over. You know, so he had to tell them, and they were shocked. They were shocked. They were crying. They came. They didn't believe. They said it's not possible. They bombarded me with all sorts of questions and everything. But I would say everybody is just, let me just say right now, nobody's just talking about it like this thing that nobody wants to talk about.
So, apart from your family finding out, is there any other person aware of the situation? Say maybe a close family friend or just someone? And if yes, then what was their reaction? And how are they treating you now?
Well, I would say some of my cousins actually know about it. And they are taking it well. You know, when we were kids, we did it, you know, child, whatever. And I did it with a few of my cousins then. And even though they might have stopped by now, I don't know for sure, but I think they've stopped. But when they heard about it, you know, it's not foreign to them. They already know about it, so they took it normally. We are still close. We don't talk about it, but we are still close. They treat me normally. Some of my friends too know. You know, just a few of them do. You know, I'm treated normally, so I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. So, are you regretting your actions now? I mean, wishing you should have